Let's see. Testing, can you hear me? Probably don't need the microphone. Do the slides not show? I have to look up there? Okay. Okay. Thank you for coming, you guys. Hi. Let's see. We'll start around 10. First of all, the most important thing is that we have our first home game for volleyball on Tuesday. And our first football home game is on August 29th. That's a Friday at 7 p.m. So I wanted to start with that because that's most important, is what is our varsity players playing right now. Let's go back. Our mission is to glorify God and develop our athletes to be disciples, leaders, and warriors for Christ. So we'll talk a little bit about our grammar program for soccer. So we're rolling out a soccer program for grammar, grades K through 5th. Actually, grades K through 2nd is going to be in the fall this year, Monday and Wednesdays, and grades, let me get all my sports straight, 3 through 5, 3rd, 4th, and 5th will be in the spring, and that's also going to be Mondays and Wednesdays. So we're looking at having, for that program, Coach Will will be coaching that. He's our soccer coach, and that will be Mondays practices and Wednesdays will be games. And that's going to be, so that's our only program that is for sports that is in-house, which means we're not traveling anywhere for those games. So that's going to be practice, and then we'll play in-house against each other. Whereas all of our other sports, starting from 3rd grade and up, that is all home and away, travel, practice after school, traveling away, and playing home games here in our gym or on our field. So for 3rd grade, we have basketball for boys and girls. That is in the spring. For volleyball, we have volleyball starting next week for our grammar, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. For our junior high, we have basketball, volleyball, football, track, and if we have enough, cross country, tennis, and soccer for junior high. And so that's all grades 6th, 7th, and 8th. And for high school, we sometimes run a JV team if we have enough. Usually we do a JV team and a varsity team. So for right now, we have a volleyball team for the girls, 9 through 12, which is, they're in season. They just started. They played their last scrimmage last night. They did extremely well. And we have football, 6-man football, that they have their first scrimmage on Friday. So that's grades 9 through 12. Are looking for some more football boys. If anyone wants to send their boys to us, we need some more football boys. And we'll start basketball in around October, and that is going to be for junior high, boys and girls, for high school, boys and girls, and that season goes all the way through into February, March-ish. I think I covered it. And soccer. So soccer for junior high, grades 6 through 7. I am our athletic director. Most of y'all know me. My name is Virginia. Coach Hayden is our assistant athletic director. He's standing right there. And so I'm going to go through some of the coaching staff so we all know who everybody is. We have Coach Selly, who is our head volleyball coach. We have Coach Clarissa Sosa. She's a new hire this year. She is helping out with an assistant coach for varsity volleyball. She's also taking on grammar and junior high volleyball. And we have Coach Kelly Parcells, who's helping with grammar and junior high volleyball. Our football coaching staff this year is Coach Colton Garrett. He is actually an alumni and has worked here before, so we're super excited to have him. He's new for head coach position. His assistant coach is Coach Derek Gray. Our junior high head football coach is Coach Terry Messer. He's also an alumni, and his assistant is Coach Will. Coach Will is a avid soccer player, so he also runs our soccer program. So he's the one who's rolling out our soccer program when soccer starts. Basketball, we have Coach Harper. Most of y'all know Coach Harper. He's the head of our basketball program. We have Coach Wickwar, who's taken on the girls. We moved him from the boys to the girls this year, so he's going to be coaching the girls. And he also is going to assist with all the levels of the boys. And we also have Coach Jazz, who is just got hired on full-time here to work as an employee, and she's also helping with junior high and grammar basketball. And of course, Coach Will. So I'm going to have Hayden come up and talk a little bit about our athletics culture.
y'all doing tonight? If you don't know me, my name's Coach Hayden. This is my 7th year coaching at Annapolis, and I'm super excited to be back and really excited for this year. So for our culture, we talked about our mission a little bit, but really we want to talk about our culture and like what that means. And we've discussed it before, but this really helps us really focus in and like, okay, what do we actually want our athletic program to be about, right? And so these are some we came up with last year, and they're back again for this year, so we're excited. So number one is we fear only God, and we put him at the center of everything we do, right? That's number one for us. We always say fear only God's our chant. Matthew 6:33 says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, right? So that's always number one for us. Number two, we develop our athletes spiritually, mentally, and physically to help them reach their full potential, right? Not just physically. We don't want just our athletes to get stronger in their sports. We want our athletes to grow stronger mentally and then stronger spiritually as well. Number three, we strive for competitive excellence. We give our best because Christ gave his best, right? And so it's hard to find that balance sometimes, right? Being a Christian to where we want to love people, but it's okay to want to win, right? Winning is a good thing. Our athletes want to compete, right? They love to win. They hate losing. And competition's a good thing, right? It teaches so many things. So we want our kids to be competitive. We want our kids to go win, and we want to support them and encourage them in that, right? The Bible says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. So we want to support our athletes in that, but we also know it's not everything, right? So we don't want to limit our athletes from competing and trying to win state championships and doing all we can, but rather we want to support that and then steer that competitive drive in their walk with Christ as well. Like competing, how many people can we show love to today, right? How many hurting people can we help? So competing is a huge part of our culture here at Annapolis as well. Number four, we teach biblical principles that our athletes can apply to all aspects of life. Coach Harper says at least once a season that basketball is like life, right? If you've been a player under Coach Harper, you've heard that before. And it's so true. Sports have so many great teachers of life. You're going to see a lot of ups and downs. You're going to see lots of challenges that a lot of these kids will eventually see in their life, right, in their work and stuff. And so it's really awesome. And we want to teach our athletes not just about life, but how can we teach our athletes to apply what God says in those scenarios, right? What if a teammate is getting on your nerves, right? What does the Bible say about that? How can I be patient when, I'm getting hurt and, I have to sit out for a while? What does the Bible say? What does God say about that, right? How do I respond when a team we play with, somebody's saying something that doesn't follow the Lord, right? What if they say something to me? How do I respond to that? So we really want to emphasize our coaches to teach them how these are life lessons, right? So how can we use the Bible to teach that? So that's a great way. Athletics is a great way to do that as well. We provide a culture of joy for our athletes to learn and grow. Some of the kids are tired of me saying it, to choose joy every day, but we want it to be fun. We don't want this to just be an after-school activity that they're checking a box. Oh, I played football in high school. We want it to be something they can look back and say, man, this was really, really fun. I actually enjoyed, playing sports at Annapolis, and we want that to be in our culture as well because we want our kids to have fun and to be a blast, right? We provide opportunities for our athletes to represent Annapolis and Christ at the highest level. And really opportunities for parents as well, right? Because we have lots of opportunities to represent the Lord with other teams, right? When we host teams at ACA, they're going to see us pray before games, which isn't typical at a lot of sporting events, right? They're going to hear music that's Christian and doesn't have a lot of explicit words in it, right? When we're on the road, we want others to see that we don't just have Christ in the name of our school, but we're actually showing him, and we're actually representing Christ in the actions we do. Coach Dempsey and I talk about all the time. It's one of the biggest compliments when we hear an opposing coach or a referee say, man, your boys or your girls just showed so much class. They were so classy. The other team was being rude to them on the field, or they were saying this thing, but they really represented Christ in the school well. And so that's really, really cool. It's a really cool opportunity, right? So we really want to take advantage of that in our games as well. And then lastly, we teach what it means to be a warrior, to be part of a team, to be servant leaders, and how to overcome adversity, right? A lot of times whether, like I was homeschooled, so when I got to play at Annapolis, it was really awesome to get to learn what it meant to be a part of a team. A lot of these kids, they're used to playing in their driveway or, when they first start, and this is the first time, especially the grammar level, that they're playing on an organized team. So Oh, I actually have to get along and pass the ball to these teammates? Yes, you do. It's great. But they'll also learn how to be leaders, right? We always think, oh, it's just the senior levels being leaders. No, a lot of the times it's the oldest grammar kids, right? It's the oldest junior high. Even if it's the freshmen and the sophomores of the group, they can be leaders as well. And so teaching that is super cool. And then they'll learn how to overcome adversity as well. That's such a big thing in sports. You're going to see highs and lows. Whether you have an undefeated season or not, you will experience highs and lows. You'll experience those hills and valleys. So what do we do? How do we overcome those? It's a great teacher as well. So as you can tell, we're big fans about sports here, but that's just something about our culture that we want to just emphasize and really make sure we're doing those things throughout the year, and our coaches are doing those things throughout the year. Because if we're doing those things, our students are going to be in a good spot, and especially their walk with God is going to be in a good spot. And so, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to toss it over to Coach Dempsey. We are in a new league this year, and she's going to tell you a little bit about that and some of our expectations for the year.
Okay, so we switched from TCAL to TAPS this year. This is a big change for us. The biggest change that we are looking at is the league that we're in now has most of the teams that we're playing are a little down south, McAllen, Kingsville. I think the closest school we play is Kingsville. Edinburgh is the district that we're playing in. And so most of those schools have a volleyball team and a basketball team, so we're looking at travel home and away. Most of our travel for this year for our high school, our travel games most of them are on Fridays. We tried to do that so we could alleviate having to travel on a school day, but there are a couple that we do for travel for high school. So that's just gonna be a little bit different for us for this year. It will be a growing year for us, a learning year, how to navigate that. We're playing a totally different league. We're not going to be in the same league that we were before, so it's going to be a challenge mostly for us for traveling, but we are up for the challenge, and so that is something we're looking forward to for this year. So our expectations for our athletic program. So we have 3 different levels. We have grammar, middle school, or logic, and our rhetoric. So our grammar, junior high, and our high school levels, or varsity level. For grammar, our expectation, if you're playing this is outside of grammar soccer, so we're talking about if you're playing basketball, volleyball in 3rd grade, all the way through 12th grade. If you're on a grammar team, the expectation for parents for after-school activity is we like to max out at 3 days. That includes practice and games. So if we have 1 home game, or 1 travel game, we might have 2 days of practice. If we have a game on a Tuesday and a game on a Thursday, we might have a practice on a Monday. So we like to max out at that level, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade at 3 days a week. In junior high, once we get to junior high or logic, we like to max out at 4 days a week. So that does not include tournaments. So if we're in a tournament, that would be different. But if we're just doing home games and away games and practice, our practices, including our home and away games, would be 4 days a week. So that's kind of how you can gauge when you commit to a team, what you're looking at for having to be there after school. And usually those days for junior high, I try to schedule junior high games on Mondays and Thursdays, and I try to schedule high school or varsity games on Tuesdays and Fridays. That doesn't always happen, but that is always try to stick with those, mostly because the other schools we play, that's kind of what they stick with. So if I can stick with that, it doesn't always happen, but that's always my goal, to try to have the same kind of schedule so we can kind of get used to what our teams are doing. For rhetoric or varsity, rhetoric would include a freshman team, a JV team, or a varsity team, and that's anywhere from a 5 to 6 day a week commitment. Sometimes will include Saturdays, it will include travel, sometimes it will include a tournament or overnight travel. So we try to keep that at a minimum, but for this year for sure it is going to happen with our traveling down to McAllen, Edinburgh. We're going to Kingsville for our high school levels. The only thing that we are different, because we're in TAPS this year for our whole league, our football team, our varsity football team is playing an independent schedule. So that means that their games are kind of like all over the place, whereas our varsity volleyball and basketball teams are kind of sticking to the same 6 schools in that same area. Okay, so for expectations for grade checks and eligibility. So our school policy and TAP school policy is that we have to no pass, no play. So if you're failing a class, then obviously you can't play. For us, we grade check twice a 9 weeks. We grade check about 4 weeks in, and then we grade check again at report cards. And what that means is if you're, when I pull your grade and I pull to see on the grade check day, if you're failing with a 69.4 or below, then you are, the first time I grade check through the 9 weeks, you are sitting for 1 week, so you're ineligible for 1 week. After that, I check again. Once that grade is up to a 70 or above, you're good to go, good to play. Once I check again at the report card, if you fail a subject in a report card, you would sit for 2 weeks. And so that's how we have done it for the last couple of years. That's what's worked for us. And so that's the expectation. So we grade check for all levels of sports that travel. So if you're, so this is not going to include grammar soccer because that is in-house. But if we're traveling away somewhere, so if you're on a grammar team and you're on a third grade grammar volleyball team and you're traveling to away games and home games, then I will grade check your athlete. Oh, let's go back. Parent volunteers. So all of our home games require parent volunteers. Most of us are well-versed in athletics, so we know that that's what it requires to run. Everybody wants to have home games, and so it's wonderful to have home games. We love the exposure. It's great to have home games. It's nice to not have to travel somewhere to play a game. However, whenever we have home games, I do have to fill it with people to be able to do the book, the clock, the concessions. Football games are all the things that take all the people and manpower it takes to run a football game. So I love to do home games. I just need help to be able to do those home games. So each level or each team has a sign-up sheet where it goes out, you sign up, and that's pretty standard for all of our teams, that from the grammar level all the way through to high school. And also counts toward your parent volunteer hours. So a little bit about fundraising. So if you're familiar with us, you know that we do a pizza and a bake sale fundraiser. How that works is we have our varsity teams kind of host those throughout the school year. So we would do pizza, usually most of the times, all the times are on our Fridays. We do a Friday, so basketball may pick up a pizza day, and volleyball would pick up a day, track would pick up a day. So each varsity sport picks up a day, and they provide baked goods, and then we have a bake sale, we provide pizza, and it is a fundraiser. So I want to encourage you to, when those order forms go out, to have your athlete or your student sign up for those, because that is money that goes directly back into athletics, and that's what pays for our uniforms, for our referees, equipment, field, just any kind of maintenance we have for our facilities. So it is helpful. The more people we can get signing up for those pizza days, the better, because and the kids love them. So I encourage you to sign up when they come out. And parents' night outs. So we do the same thing with every varsity sport hosts a parents' night out. That parents' night is usually on a Saturday night. For 2 this year, we have them paired with Wit and Wisdom, which is an event that we do here in the chapel. And we go into the gym. The team that's hosting will basically babysit your child. It's babysitting. You pay your fee, and then your second child, the first child is $30. The second one after that's $10 for every child after that. So it is a pretty good deal if you have a lot of children and you're trying to get rid of them for a couple of hours. And so they'll play games with them, take them to the playground, pizza, popcorn. Sometimes we show a movie. Very convenient on nights when we have Wit and Wisdom, because you can come to Wit and Wisdom, you drop your child off, they're here on campus, come to Wit and Wisdom, do that event with us here, and then go back and pick your child up, and it's basically the teams are babysitting your children, and there's adult supervision. And so we offer those. Each team hosts one of those also. So if you'll see the sign up, we'll put QR codes around the campus, and once we start those are really good. The kids love them. My children love them. They always want to go, and they have a really good time. And the athletes do a really good job of taking care of those kids, and they come back home and they're tired and they're ready. It's a good time. It's a good fundraiser. And I'm going to have Carrie come up, and we're going to talk about there's 2 new things we're implementing this year for fundraising.
We're almost done. Okay, my name is Carrie Stice. I'm the Director of Advancement here at Annapolis. I also have 2 daughters. One is a sophomore, one's a senior. So they are also on the volleyball team. So we have 2 new fundraisers, and I think these are both really fun. So the first one is going to be a discount card, and the second one is yard signs. Okay, so on the discount card, we're going to be selling these cards. They look like a little credit card. One side, it does show our logo. The other side shows 15 different businesses that you can get a discount on. These will be $20 a piece, and you can use them for a whole year. So if you wanted to use this card every day for an entire year, you can. And so what's listed on here is not what's actually going to be there. We're actually going to have Adelpho's Coffee, Asian Garden, Banda Seafood, Buffalo Wild Wings, Dairy Queen, Denny's, Great American Cookie, K-Bob's, Popeyes, Roasted Coffee, Sonic, The Vine Juice Company, Threads, Treasure Island, which is on the island, and Urban Air Adventure Park. So those are going to be some of the businesses that have partnered with us to give discounts. I know some of you drink coffee a lot, so this could be a great card for you to have. I know my oldest daughter loves Threads, so she will definitely want one for herself. So these will be really nice cards. And the thing is, we can buy them for ourselves. You can sell them to people at work, friends, family, everybody. We're asking that if we could try to have everybody sell 10 cards. That is the minimum we'd like to try to do. I know it sounds like a big number, but once you think about getting one for yourself and your family, it makes it a little bit easier. So we'll have those discount cards. Those will be available starting next week, and we'll pass those out to you all. And then, this is fun too. So our very own Travis Bird with Bird's Rubber Stamps is creating some yard signs for us. So this way you can represent and show pride for your warrior. And you can have it with a photo, which will have their photo that they took for Media Day, or with no photo, or you can get both. And so same thing, you can have a family member put it in their yard, maybe grandma. So we're gonna have these as well. This is already available for you to purchase, and we have a really quick turnaround time. Travis is awesome. And so there's a QR code. We're going to post that online here after the meeting to all the GroupMes, and you can just follow that and order it online, and you'll probably have it within a few days. So, right? Maybe, yes. So, yes, we'll get those pictures. So yeah, so if you have any questions, you can ask me afterwards. Thank you.
And those yard signs can be for any athlete in grammar and up. So if you have a 3rd grader who's playing volleyball, take their uniform number, you can have them, the daughter, she can put her name on there and put the yard sign in your front yard. And so this is our social media. I encourage you to follow us on social media. And I'm gonna actually have Mr. Locker come up, and he's gonna talk a little bit about Huddle. We have a program with Huddle. Huddle is what we use to stream all of our games. If any of you have, I'm sure most of you have seen Mr. Lockyer and Coach Wickwar commentate our games. They are amazing. They do such a wonderful job. And so he's gonna talk a little bit about what that looks like for this coming year. And then he's gonna close us.
Well, the Warrior Sports Network is back. We are excited about that. I have good news and bad news. The good news is we're back, and Coach Wickwar is back too. When he's available, he's going to be a little bit busier for the winter, but our fall offering football, and we're going to add some more volleyball and then basketball. So we're really excited about that. The bad news is it will no longer be free. It's going to be pay-per-view. It's about the cost of admission. We also are offering a all-season or an all-year access pass that will be for $200. You can watch any of the games. That includes our grammar, junior high, high school games, all of them. There are obvious reasons for us. The software program that we use is expensive. We've been thankful in the past to have some people underwriting that, which allowed us to do it for free. But year after year, we have to pay those subscription fees. The second reason is that even though people have enjoyed it for free, we have found that we have quite a following, including opponents and other teams. So for strategic reasons, we wanted to make it at least a little bit more difficult for our teams to scout us. So that's part of the reason as well. So we'll have several, we can see like how many people are watching. We'll have several hundred people, and some of them from zip codes of other schools that we're at. So but we are really excited to offer this again. As if you've watched in the past, we will have the robust software program, which include graphics, the replay, slow motion, all of that stuff. So when we're home, we can do a lot of really fun stuff. And if we're away and the schools have a strong enough Wi-Fi, we can do all those fun things. So we really love the following that we have, but you won't be able to just follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You'll have to go to the Huddle, thefanhuddle.com. You'll have to go to that website. And what's pretty cool about that website is it actually will have highlights of games. It automatically does that, the joy of AI. So you can actually see some of the highlights. Those are for free. You can go back and see highlights of football and basketball games and volleyball games. But as we populate new games, you'll see the highlights of the most recent games. You'll be able to stay up with scores. And so it's kind of a fun way to interact with our students, our student athletes. So we're excited to bring the Warrior Sports Network back. Like I said, you'll need to go to that site. You'll sign up for it. You just sign up for it once. If you want to pay for games, it's just the price of admission. If you want to get an all-year, all-access pass, then you just pay that one-time fee, and then you'll have access to all that content. We're really excited to offer all that again this year. Well, I will close us in prayer, and if you have any additional questions about the Warrior Sports Network, you can talk to Coach Wickwar or myself, or you can talk to any of the coaches as well. Thank you all for coming, and for those of you that are watching online, thank you for being a part of Warrior Athletics. So please, let's join in prayer. God, thank you for competition. We thank you for athletics, and we're thankful for this part of the school that it's really a forward-facing part of our school. It allows our students to really apply the things that we are teaching them here at school. Virtue is really forged in the field of battle, field of competition, and this is a great way for us to forge in those great character qualities that we're working on. We thank you for the coaches and the sacrifices they make in leading our athletes in the programs. Watch over us this year. Particularly the fall sports, football and volleyball as they're getting started, that you'd watch over the athletes, keep them safe and strong, and that we would really glorify you in our competition. We ask all this in your name. Amen. And don't forget, it's Chick-fil-A night, so get Chick-fil-A staples. So thank you all for coming.